improve your life, not become your life. A very good morning to everyone present here. Today, I'm Pratiksha Shah. I'm going to speak for the motion on the topic, this house believes digital detox is absolutely necessary for the welfare of our personal life. Digital detox refers to a period of time a person refrains from using tech devices such as smartphones, televisions, computers, etc. It helps us to focus on real-life social issues and also to improve our health. These days, many of us spend most of our time on digital devices than on our sleep. There is no denying the benefit mobile technology has brought us. But with the increased advancement of communication efficiencies, we spend most of our time sitting, slouching, scrolling and texting. As a result, our health has taken a bit of a hit. We feel less connected and we are suffering from anxiety, depression, stress, poor self-esteem and disturbed sleep. Just take a minute and think about how would you feel when you watch a video of your friend on Instagram spending vacation at Maldives while you are sick at home or reading textbooks. You will start comparing your life with that of your friends, families or even total strangers. And this will not let you live in peace. As the old saying goes, comparison can be really a thief of all joy. Digital connectivity can give you FOMO or as said, fear of missing out. And this will constantly compel you to check on your device. According to recent reports, a person spends an average of 11 hours per day on screens, especially on smartphones, and this can be directly linked with the increase in number of teen depression and suicide. In all these circumstances, time-to-time digital detox is absolutely necessary and is a life-changing experience. Time off from technology will help you to improve your sleep hygiene, memory, will help you to prosper mentally by reducing your anxiety level and will also prevent your brain from multitasking. This will increase your productivity. It also helps us to gain health and also this will not only boost your health but will also help you to build healthy and stronger relationships with your families and friends as you get more time to spend with them. Before concluding, I would like to remind all my fellow opponents out there who are constantly trying to prove that digital detox is absolutely unnecessary. It's high time, guys. Put down your phones and pick up your life. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker who will speak against emotion, Team Gemini.
Who amongst us hasn't heard of the digital detox? In essence, the digital detox is a process of ridding oneself of toxins and unhealthy substances generated by prolonged technology use. In the past few years, the digital detoxing has grown from an idea to a brand and for many a guide for how to think and live. Good morning everyone. I am here to speak against the motion on the topic digital detox is necessary for the welfare of our personal lives. There is no doubt in anyone's mind that in our current era of smartphones and computers, we overuse technology. These tools of technology have fundamentally changed how we communicate. These tools function as essentials in completing our everyday tasks at home and in the workplace. This technology overuse is increasing, but I predict that digital detox is just the wrong solution to this problem of technology overuse. Talking about internet addiction starts from the premise that the technology is intrinsically bad and that it needs to be rationed. In reality, technology is neither good nor bad, and the notion of living without it is virtually inconceivable. Spending your life online is not necessarily a good thing, but detox is not the answer. It may provide temporary respite, but you have to make up for it as soon as you plug back in. Digital detox is a fundamentally flawed concept. The idea of surrendering your devices and deleting your social media is actually a rather oppressive and unnecessary approach. It almost creates a prison-like environment in which you can only control your behavior when your devices are taken away. It almost creates a prison-like environment. Ironically, this in turn creates a situation in which you are rewarded with your devices and apps at the end of the detox period. It just does not make any sense at all. Instead of detoxing, we all should embrace the idea of detaching from our technology periodically. There's very little evidence that digital detoxing actually have any benefits. The majority of what exists is based on anecdotes rather than scientific studies. Some arguments might seem sensible, such as that giving up technology may encourage the people to be physically more active. But again, no research has demonstrated that this is actually true. The notion that digital detoxes are a good idea or that they have a lasting effect is yet to be supported by science. Thank you.
If people were detoxing themselves during the second wave of pandemic, so many lives would have been lost, as so much help was being offered on these social media platforms. So, how is it possible to detox yourself during these tough times of pandemic?
Thank you, my worthy opponent, for your question. See, when we talk of detoxing, we talk of in the general sense. Like during this period when the cases are low, we need to detox like according to a schedule. No one is asking you to detox for 24 hours a day or like for years and months. We are asking you to detox at least. Give some time to yourself, at least take few hours from your single day and detox yourself. It's not as every time, every 24 hours a day, a single person was helping each and every one of us. It is not that. Just take out some time for yourself and, detox at that period. Thank you.
Any question for the...
Yes. Dear sir, according to your debate, though you are speaking against the topic, you yourself contradicted yourself for mentioning overcome and temporary use of impractical. However, isn't you supposed for digital detox recipe temporary respite?
Thank you, my dear worthy opponent, for your question. See, digital detox, it has become an unrealistic trend of abstaining completely from the devices, which is nearly impossible in this world of digitalization. Even spending a minute without technology, I feel, is impossible. And rather, it has many negative unintended consequences. Thank you.
Thank you.
First, I'd like to pose a question for my opponent who spoke for the motion. Now that many students are out of their hometown and are living away from their families, how is it possible for them to go on a digital detox? Won't their parents be constantly worrying about them and maybe have given strict guidelines to stay by the phone throughout? And what if something major happens when they are on digital detox?
With the due permission of the chair, I would like to answer Ma'am Interlocutor's question. Ma'am, first of all, thank you for the question. Now, to answer your question, I would just like to say that when I say that a digital detox is necessary for the welfare of our personal lives, I'm not implying that you throw your phone or your digital device into a cave and you go to hibernate. What I'm trying to say is that at least for 1 hour or at least for a short period of time, whatever deems necessary to you, you should digitally detox, at least for the sake of your own mental health and your own personal peace. And your digital device will still be accessible to you. If you face any problem, you can just switch on your phone and you can just call up your parents and tell them what is wrong. I hope I've satisfied your question. Thank you.
Team Gemini, before you put up the second question, I would request to open up your camera.
This question is for my opponent who spoke against the motion. Don't you think digital detoxes are important for pushing us out of our reverie by helping us understand how much we are tied to the hardware and software that is now an intrinsic part of our lives?
Right. Thank you so much for your question, ma'am. To answer this question, I would like to take you back in history and tell you how we have had a knee-jerk response to new technologies. When the telephones first came out, it was believed widely that they would make you deaf and mentally ill. And same is the case with social media and digital devices today. Ladies and gentlemen, our screen time has increased not because we have become more addicted to it, but because all our tasks that we used to do offline, we now do online. And we need to understand that digital detox, keeping us away for, let's say, 1 day a month, is not going to solve this eye strain or is not going to solve this over dependence. What is going to solve this problem is managing our time, as I've said time and again. Because when you're telling people to do digital detoxing, you need to understand that you're claiming that all of us are addicted to technology. And that is not true. Because even if it helps someone, if someone is benefited from digital detox, side opposition tells you, yes, you should do it. But we're not imposing it upon everybody. We're not saying that it is a necessity for the welfare of personal lives. Thank you. I hope that satisfies your question.
A charismatic speaker leaves an impression on the audience, large or small, that makes them want to come back for more. Charismatic speakers are self-confident and assured, humorous and happy, lively and energetic, knowledgeable about their subject, speak without stumbling, using full sentences and correct grammar, speak with emotion, enthusiasm and conviction, relate their topic to the broader scheme of things. They are expansive, inspiring and uplifting. They create a strong rapport with their audience. They connect. Positive in outlook, cheerful and cooperative, precise and complete, honest, well-mannered, patient, fair and responsible. It has been an honor to witness such charismatic speakers delivering their speeches today on this virtual stage. I congratulate each participant for having displayed such exquisite oratory skills that the judges must have found it quite difficult to decide the winners. So without much ado, I take this opportunity to announce the winners of today's debate. The best speaker for the topic for the motion goes to Nishka Pant from St. Joseph's Academy, Dehradun. Please give her a huge round of applause. Now the best speaker against the motion goes to Saksham Goyal, again from St. Joseph's Academy, Dehradun. And also it is shared by Vatsal Tyagi of St. Mary's Academy, Meerut. The best interjector goes to Upasna Karji of St. James School, Binaguri. Congratulations to all the individual prize winners. Now we come to the trophies, okay? And the runners-up trophy that goes to none other than Diwan Public School, Meerut, to Jaspreet Singh and Pragya Topar. Heartiest congratulations. And the 26th Reverend Brother C.T. Ritchie Memorial Debate 2021-22 Winners Trophy is backed by, obviously, none other than and the most deserving St. Joseph's Academy, Dehradun. Heartiest congratulations. And they all deserve a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. So, my dear winners and participants, please do not fret, as your trophies and certificates will reach you soon. Till then, they are in safe custody. Thank you for this rejuvenating session. Stay safe and God bless. I now hand over the mic or hand over this podium to Kanak and Lavanya for further proceedings.